Hello everyone, this is Diane. I have been working today on making some ephemera with my collection of green stamps, red stamps, yellow stamps, blue stamps. I have a lot of what I guess they are referred to as loyalty stamps because a certain store would reward your loyalty by giving you these stamps every time you shopped, and then when you filled a certain number of books, then you could cash them in for merchandise. I remember the green stamps. This is what we had when I was growing up. I didn't know that there were all these other varieties available until I started doing junk journals. So this is a Stashistry episode, and I have all of these different things in here, these categories of things that I have in my stash that I want to use. And so each time we do one of these videos, I draw another one out, and then I can mull it over and get ideas for the next video. So I'm going to do that before I actually start on this because I don't want to forget. So these are all, the white ones in there were what I started with. And then all these yellow ones are what I added as I kind of went through my room and looked at things that I could add to this. So there's a lot of stuff in here. So I'm going to pick one out. Just grab one, and it says ledger paper. Yeah, that'll be a fun one. So the next Stashistry video will be for ledger paper. I also am going to do a series called Let's Use It, and that will be products like media and tools. So I want to make sure that I'm using all of the things that I have. So I will be cutting this up. This is all it has different media and tools like rubber stamps, my postage. Oh, okay, it's not postage stamps. It's specifically my rubber stamps that came from the post office. And then media like colored pencils, watercolor crayons, watercolor creams, and different things. I just want to make sure I'm using them. So that will be another series. So for now, let's get going on the stamp rubber or the green stamps. So I just wanted to show you what I have. I have this book of red stamps from National. I Am Ready Red Stamp. And I have a lot of the S&H Green Stamps because they were what was used in my area. I have some empty booklets. They came in different shapes and sizes. So some of the booklets are empty and you can do things with them. Just, put that in a journal and use it for journaling on. I was lucky to get this. I don't know if somebody sent this to me or if I found it, but it's a pristine book of green stamps. Very, very nice. And I did use some of those, and I'll show you. This sort of a book. And then these yellow stamps are, oh, that's something different. Top value. McDonald plaid stamps from A&P. Doesn't belong in there. Oh, the top value. That's the yellow ones I was showing you. And these plaid ones come in different colors apparently. So, and then I have this bag full of loose stamps. So that's what I'm working with today. You can see I've got a lot here that will last me for the rest of my life and beyond. I figured I would do this one first because I haven't glued it down or anything. I'd made some samples of various projects, and I have a ton more ideas, but I'm not going to have time to do all of them. Oh, that's probably a little noisy. So I am just going to make a embellishment, sort of a cluster embellishment to decorate a page with. So I took a scrap piece of patterned cardstock and a piece of a green file folder, and I just cut that out and punched that. And I will embellish it with two different stamps. There's a green one and a blue one. This one is Stop and Save stamp. And I got out some stamps, some rubber stamps. I used the Tim Holtz Eccentric set, and then my Kathy Holden Flea Market Fresh stamps. I pulled a few of those out. And I just stamped on scraps. Scraps out of my little scrap bin. So I'm just cutting these as I need a piece. So I have one little piece cut from that. That's one of the Flea Market Fresh stamps. So I inked around these two pieces, and I'm just going to glue them together. And I'm going to add a blue stamp and a green stamp and a circle. Oh, there it is, stuck to my finger. So it just makes a little collage on there, and I could just attach it to a page as a little embellishment. Now, I had a list here. I made myself a list one evening with ideas, so I'm just going to keep this to the side so I remember to talk about each one of them. I'm going to start with this one. I thought this was a really fun idea. I have the die that creates this little pocket with the pieces that go on it. So it cuts like that, and you fold it under and then glue it down. And you can glue it just around the edges so that it's all open back here, and you can slide big things in. I tend to glue it here also, and here, and then just put little things in the pockets. But I thought it would be fun, instead of, well, in addition to using the piece that goes on it, to put a strip of the stamps on there, and then I just added some embellishments, some lace, and a stamped little tag. That's a Kathy Holden stamp. This little Satisfaction Guaranteed sticker, and this vintage purple printed sticker that came off of, I don't know if it was a piece of fabric or something, but it was from Philadelphia Sales, which we had a Philadelphia Sales store in Waverly, and it's been gone for many years. So I wanted to make some more of those, and I'm using different colors of stamps. So this one is blue ones, has the blue stamps, and I used a tan card, light tan, and the blue. And then I already did the inking and the gluing, so we didn't have to spend, or some of the gluing. I'm just gonna embellish that. So I have this tag that I stamped with 6 1/4 cents. Wow. I'm gonna cut the string a little shorter because I think I will leave the string on it. And that came in the Tim Holtz set of stamps that I showed you. Eccentric. Put that there. This is a Kathy Holden piece of ephemera. A full line of imported and domestic laces and embroideries just received. And I'll put that on there. And then another of her stamps, cotton thread. Just some simple embellishments. And it's ready to be glued onto a page and have some ephemera tucked into it. I've done another one with the same color of cardstock, but I have green stamps out of that little pristine booklet that I showed you. So I was having fun just thinking of ideas, and there's just so many things you can do with these stamps. They're pretty colored and they're small, but you can use them in big groupings. You can use a whole page. You can use them in a vertical grouping or a horizontal grouping. So there's just a lot of ideas. I'm not sure if I had anything picked out to embellish this with. So I'm not going to try to find something right now because I have a bunch of other things to make. But these are really fun. Next will be a pocket. Well, that's sort of a pocket too. But I'm going to take a sheet, like a page out of a book, to make a pocket. And I used 3 different books, 3 different colors. I think that belongs there. Okay, so I started by cutting. I took them right out of the book, and this one cracked. Some of them kind of tear, like in between the stamps if you're not careful, or they're already torn that way, just because, I don't know why. But this one was torn here, so I just put a strip of coffee dyed paper on there, and that reinforces it, and it won't be seen because it's a pocket and it'll be glued to a page. And in this book, some of the stamps were glued upside down, so they're every which way. And all I did was cut it to a size that I wanted for a pocket, and I inked around it, and I added a piece of a doily, paper doily, and I have this piece from a vintage magazine, and it's very colorful and pretty. And then I was going to add this to it also. It's one of the Kathy Holden stamps, and I think this will make a fun pocket. I should probably ink around that now that I've got glue on it. There we go. Just trimming off the edge of the doily that's hanging off. So that can be glued to a page and it would be a fun pocket. I also have a red one, and it the stamps are vertical on this, so I thought I would make that into a vertical tuck spot or pocket. I put cardstock on the back of that one because it had some tears in several places. I spent quite a bit of time going through some of my supplies to find embellishments. So you saw I did the stamping for some of the embellishments, and I also went through my packets of vintage magazines and found I needed little pieces to embellish these collages and things. So I pulled some of that out. Some of it is right here. And this lady was from a vintage magazine, so I fussy cut her out this morning. And I think she looks really good with the red stamps. And I might do some stitching around these pockets with black thread. And then this is one of the Tim Holtz stamps. In my Flea Market Fresh journal, I looked through that because I was thinking I used green stamps in it. And I did. I made tags that feature embellishments with the green stamps in that. So that can be, it can be a side pocket, or it can be a tuck spot where it would be only glued on those two sides. And then this one is made with yellow stamps, the top value. Sometimes the stamps can peel right off. Usually they don't, but sometimes some of the stamps, you can get a few of them off if you want to try to save them. And if you use your heat gun, it might... Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, well that end is really stuck down, but that just peeled right off, so now I've got some stamps I can use. So I think to reinforce that, I'll glue that. Usually, if the stamps are on both sides, it feels pretty sturdy. So I just want to make it a little bit sturdier. So if you used your heat gun or something, it might allow these to come off more easily. I think I'm going to get this. It's bringing some of the paper up with it, but that's okay. And I will ink around it. And I have a really vintage flour sack from an old magazine. I mean, it's a picture, it's not a real flour sack. The magazine was very vintage, like early 1900s. And you'll be able to tell that by the look of the flour sack when you see it. So here it is. It looks like it's actually a cloth sack tied at the corners. And it's going to stick up above the pocket a bit, so I reinforced just the top part with cardstock. And I'm going to put some cheesecloth underneath this. I don't remember what was with it. I had something else with it, and I was going to put this seam binding or bias tape at the top. Maybe this was with it? No. I don't remember, but I'm going to find something to go here. I don't think it was another stamp. This is stamped on a piece of scrapbook paper that looks like a fabric. And this is one of the Tim Holtz stamps, which I think is really cool. I don't want to ink that one. I'll just ink this. So this is a bias tape, so it already has a fold. I'm just going to put that over the edge. And just glue the rest of it down to the page. Don't want to glue it to itself. I just had that little scrap of it in my little bucket of scrap laces and things. Whoops, I don't want to glue it right to the top. Well, I'll wipe some of that glue off. What a fun little pocket. Then I had these canvas tags, and I think I only had these 3 left. And they have an eyelet in them. So I didn't start that one. I just got it out so I would remember to do that one so I can use up all 3 of them. So I just inked around them, and I'm going to glue on this sticker that came with one of the Kathy Holden Flea Market Fresh sticker books. Looks like a vintage label, and then I have just a little strip of S&H Green Stamps. And this is a genuine homogenized pasteurized milk bottle cap, but it's little, so I thought it was perfect for this. I was pausing because I was trying to figure out if this lace was supposed to be on this. Well, I don't know if it was, but it's going to go there now. There we go. And I'm not sure how I'll use it. I'll probably put something in the eyelet, but I'm having it decorated and ready to be used. Again, I'm using, I already glued that to it. It's another of the Kathy Holden stickers. And this time I'm using the yellow Top Value stamps. And this Kathy Holden stamp, I stamped it on a little scrap of green scrapbook paper and punched it out. Then I thought I would do some collage strips. So I did this one. It was just a scrap of coffee dyed paper. I glued some rickrack to it and then glued 3 different types of the loyalty stamps. Added a little piece of fabric, and these 2 are stickers from the Kathy Holden sticker book. So now I have this piece, and I will use a long strip of red. And I have this little stamp that I punched out again. And this is a fussy cut piece, and I thought I could just have her sitting on top of that. I think it was a digital. I don't think I fussy cut it. I'm trying to remember if I got this in, it might have been with my Happy Meal from Virginia. But I'm not sure. Probably it was something she was going to put in her composition book that she was gluing ladies into. I don't want too much of her hanging off. I think that's good. And I was going to make clusters too. Yeah, I think I am. I do think I have some prepared, or maybe not. We did that one at the very beginning with the banner. So, like I said, there's just so many ideas. So I was thinking of strip clusters like these. It's a strip, but you cluster stuff on it. This one doesn't have as much stuff, but it has a focal point. So I was, going to do the strip clusters and then just a regular smaller cluster, but I don't know if we will do that today. That would count as a cluster, I guess. Then I have my glassine bags. I have them in different sizes. So, right there I could make a whole bunch of stuff with glassine in different sizes. I thought about running this through my embosser, but I didn't. I am going to try to ink around the edge. Oh, come on. Try to do something quickly. Doesn't work. Okay, there's that. And I have, again, two kinds of stamps. I have the S&H Green Stamps, and then I have the red stamps. And this, I wanted to include one of these mid-century looking price stickers, and I have, or price, yeah, these aren't stickers, they're cards. So I have these, and they were bigger than I wanted to do, so I scanned them into my computer. I only have two of this smaller size, but I scanned as many as would fit on the page into my computer, and then I printed it in smaller sizes. So that one that we're using came from that. I think I will cut that space in between her ankles. This was part of the book. Probably, no, I guess I didn't cut anything off of that. This was a small book, so I didn't need to cut anything off it. Aren't these fun? Did I forget the cheesecloth? I forgot the cheesecloth. I just found it here on my table. And it's probably too late. Well, I'll have to add this cheesecloth to something else. It would have been really cool too. Remember I said there should have been something else? This is a digital fussy cut. And then of course put a tag in there and it's all set. So anywhere you can use a collage, you can use the loyalty stamps. Next thing on my list was time cards. Where's my list? Here it is. Yep, that's the last thing. I had clusters on my list, but I didn't prepare anything besides this. Well, I did kind of. I had this out and ready and some more punch. So if we have time, we'll try to do that. But I have these little white time cards. Oh, they're green on that side. I want to do it on that side. I think I'll be putting collections of time cards in my shop really soon, maybe even this week. I have 3 different styles of time cards, and so I'll be putting them in bundles where you would get all 3 styles in one bundle. And these are one of them. I think it's nice that they have a different color on each side. So I didn't plan anything for these beyond, I cut her out of a vintage magazine, and this is out of a vintage magazine, and that's all I had chosen for these. I'm just going to trim around this circle better. I know you can't see it. I'm holding it up where I can see it. So I know we'll have to put some green stamps on there. There's a different type of stamp, triple S blue stamps. These were paper clipped together, and now they're stuck together. Yeah. I like the larger, I like these because they have the big red 10 on them. I don't have a lot of them. So the first thing I have to do is trim the circle. I think I like that. Maybe it doesn't need much else. Okay, just a little bit of lace. Then of course the whole back can be written on. Okay, there's that one. Her foot got torn off. Maybe I can camouflage it with something. Not the whole foot, just the toe of her foot. Sorry, lady. Maybe she'll go on the blue side. How many of you put the stickers in the books for your mothers? My sister and I did. We had so much fun doing it. Isn't it funny? Parents can get their kids to do the chores they don't want to do if the kids think they're really fun to do. We did have other chores that weren't so fun, but we enjoyed doing this one. Okay, I'm going to get my large punch. It's right here. This punch, 2.5 inches. And maybe punch a big circle to put behind her if I can find something that I like, a scrap that I like the color and pattern of. How about that? That might be fun. Yeah, that's just what it needed. Do you have any of the loyalty stamps in your stash? If you do, what colors do you have? I know my mother cashed some of hers in. I don't know what she got. I'll have to ask her if she remembers what she got with her green stamps. I think I remember going to the green stamp store with my parents so she could cash in her books and get something. with 6 kids in the house, they got a lot of groceries, so they probably had a lot of green stamps. There, now you can't tell that her toe got torn off. Alright, so we are out of time. I do have this Viewmaster reel from a digital, and I think I'd like to make an embellishment with that with some green stamps, but we don't have time to do it on camera, so let's just review. We did 2 time cards, one glassine envelope or bag, one little cluster, 2 cluster strips, 2 canvas tags, 3 pockets made out of the pages of the stamp books, and 3, well, this one's not finished, so 2 slotted pockets. These are really fun. I think these are my favorites. So what do you think? Next time we'll be doing ledgers, and maybe in between this one and the ledger one I'll do let's use it. So I'll have to cut these up and have them so I can draw one. I'll just have to draw it off camera so I'm all prepared with ideas and supplies ready to do the video for Let's Use It. So thank you for coming with me today. I had a lot of fun playing with these things, and you know, I want to make more. I just want to make more, but I need to get stuff put away so I can start on my next journal project. So maybe I'll make some more before I put them away though. So anyway, I thank you for coming with me today, and I hope you enjoyed this little Stashistry video, and I hope you're having a creative day today. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.